Parking lot it occupied stood empty for decades.
23 ABC's Leslie Gooden visited the location of the sign and has more details for us tonight.
Good evening. I'm standing in front of the Tehachapi Douglas oil sign, which has been here for decades, and now it's scheduled to be demolished, and the community is coming together to try to preserve it.
You know, once that sign is gone, it's gone. So now's the time to, make sure that those pieces are preserved. I think the community wants that.
Randy Weinstein, a local designer and concerned citizen, says that he was made aware that the Tehachapi Douglas oil sign, aka the love sign, is scheduled for demolition and to become like the rest of the lot, which he has been told has been vacant for several decades.
I think there's a fine line between development and, keeping parts of the past, but I don't think those are mutually exclusive. You can do both of those things.
According to the city of Tehachapi, the business owner of the property applied for a demolition permit, which required that he get rid of all structures that were not in compliant with the Tehachapi zoning code.
We still intend for that to be taken down. It's not code compliant. It's been vacant for several years, but we have spoken to him about essentially saving the actual structure of the Douglas oil sign and donating that, and he seemed open to it.
Hawk says that the city understands that this sign holds a historical value to the community because at one point it was the first sign that one saw when driving in. Hawks adds that he thinks that if the community had gotten involved earlier, they could have discussed rehabilitating the sign ahead of time.
If maintaining historical things in Tehachapi is really important to the public, that they should get involved in the Tehachapi Heritage League, kind of get out ahead of these things and try to save them before these issues come up.
The actual pole is the biggest issue here because of its height, and it will be demolished, and that date is unknown. Hawk says that perhaps it can be donated to the Tehachapi Heritage League Museum or be moved to a new location.
They have a job to do. It's a zoning issue. So, I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but yeah, I think there's a way that there's a win-win for everybody in here where we can keep the sign, the city is happy, and the owner's happy, so that's the goal.
Tehachapi officials want to remind the community, if you know of any other structures that you would like to preserve, be sure to contact them for more information. In Tehachapi, Leslie Gooden, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Well,